Good morning. It's okay to be angry and impatient and frustrated about this society, of course, but I don't let it get to me. I live a fantastic life, and I recommend the same to you. And I try to remember this: we are connected to the truth. Yeah, we speak the truth. That's what I try to do. And I can speak out, And just compare this to the guys in mainstream media, for instance. They have to constantly lie. It must be a brutal environment to live in, to work in. So they lie. And just live with this day after day and year after year. And of course this has a negative impact on your life. You can't really relax and enjoy life if you live like this. Of course not. So I just try to remember this. We live better lives, yeah. I was very happy to see Tommy Robinson suing the Sky News. I'm very impressed with Tommy Robinson. I would never walk into that TV studio. Never. Because they already have the story ready, of course. They just want the quotes to finish it. Yeah. But he was prepared and he knew what they were doing, of course. And still, he walked in there. And then he used their work, their story, against them. Brilliant stuff. So he was filming the whole interview, and his coverage of this story got so much more attention than their story and their work. Very well done. And I don't think the UK authorities and the UK media, they don't know how to handle Tommy Robinson. He's got too much support. He's too brave, So it's going to be very interesting to see how this ends. But I wouldn't be surprised if this guy became the PM of the UK sometime in the future. I mean, it would be very good. Yeah. Right. And you would think that media would realize what they were doing. So at some point, they would wake up. They don't, of course. But, they live in this society too. Their freedoms are also threatened, like ours. And their freedom of speech is threatened. But they don't wake up, do they? Peculiar people, these guys in mainstream media. I see some in Sweden that actually left. Some journalists left mainstream media, quite a lot of them, and started their own freelance journalist activity. Some started alternative media newspapers, and some of them are getting a lot of attention. So, of course, I would leave too. If I was working as a journalist in the mainstream media outlet here in Sweden, it would be terrible to work there, to constantly have to lie. Right. And, they have been digging into this. This is the EU Parliament MPs. This is fascinating. So these MPs, they get a very fat salary, of course, every month. But they get this extra money. It's called office money. And it's not peanuts. They get like $5,000 every month. And this money should primarily be used for the politicians' offices in their home country, including computer equipment, telephone, and other things. Yeah. So you get $5,000, and then you buy a computer, and maybe a telephone, and then the next month you get another $5,000. It's amazing, isn't it? So these guys, they have been investigated by a network of European journalists. They began to dig into how the funds were used. This was done a few years ago. They have been doing this. And they discovered that this money was locked into members' own accounts, and in many cases went to office spaces that did not even exist. And then the EU said, no, you can't have these documents, you can't see these receipts anymore. Wow. So they appealed to the European Court, the European Court of Justice. The journalists did. They appealed to the European Court of Justice. And this week, I think, the judgment came. No, they can't see these receipts and documents. They cannot know, we cannot know, how these politicians use this extra money. This is of course taxpayers' money, of course it is. We are paying for this shit. Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. Bye.